Oh my God, I finally finished season 2 of Physical 100, Physical Beck, I think that's what it is. So basically, if you've never watched it, this is going to ruin it for you. So tons of spoilers ahead. But I will say this, I highly, highly recommend it. It is probably one of my favorite reality TV shows, even though I don't even really work out or enjoy working out that much. And watching them kind of makes me a little bit sad because I'm like, why don't I have a six pack? That doesn't seem like possible for me. And I literally feel like I'm looking at, like, they're humans, but I feel like we're not the same kind of human, if that makes sense at all. Like, there's humans like me that watch the show, and then there's humans that do the show like that. But anyways, I highly recommend it. Even if you don't enjoy working out, it's wonderful to be snacking on like a bag of chips and candy if you're me, watching these people, mostly men with six packs or eight packs, I don't know, working out and fighting over 300 million won, which I don't know, I think that's like, maybe that's like $300,000. I don't think that's like $3 million USD or something like that, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And it's always more fun when you include some money in the game. But yeah, I love this season because I watched the first season. There's only 2 seasons on Netflix. It's a Korean show, so you're gonna have to like look at the subtitles unless you're Korean. But yeah, I love the first one. But the first one, oh my gosh, if you watch the first one and you're like me, then you probably didn't like the ending because I really wanted this one guy who didn't come first to win. And I think everybody thought that he was gonna win. I honestly, sorry, I forgot their names, but you know who I'm talking about if you watch the first season. Like, there's this guy that you're going to think is going to win, and he seems almighty and just perfect in all ways and shapes and forms and just good at everything, but he didn't end up winning. And I thought that that was, like, extremely shocking. And, like, I mean, a lot of people said the game was rigged. I don't think the game was rigged, but I just thought it was very unfortunate. But this game, and here comes a spoiler, so don't watch this video until you finish watching Physical 100. But anyways, this one, I'm so happy with just how everything went down because this is the first time in my life where I watch a reality show and the person that I wanted to win from episode 1, the first episode, actually won. And also another contestant that I liked from the first episode that I was like, oh, I hope he makes it towards the end, also made it. So basically, first episode, I was like, I found out about Amoti, which I was like, that's such an interesting name first off. But I like to face read people, and I was just like, he seems like a nice person and also a YouTuber. So I'm pretty sure Amoti is a CrossFit YouTuber, which by the way, I should subscribe. But yeah, I saw him and I was like, I want this person to win. He seems cool. And this would be great for like his YouTube channel and whatever. So I wanted him to win. And then throughout the show, like you see more parts of his personality and I'm like, even better. Like I want this guy to win. Like he has to win. So I'm so glad that the person that I wanted to win won in the end. And then also Andre Jin, the rugby players. I don't think I remember everybody's names, but or like exactly what they did. But Andre Jin also stood out for me in like the very beginning. And I'm glad that he made it to the end. Am I shook that he made it to the end? A little bit, because I honestly thought that Justin Harvey was going to make it further towards the end than Andre Jin. But something that really like they wanted to talk about, I guess, with like Justin Harvey. First off, the name is wonderful. Like, what an amazing name. But Justin Harvey, the thing about him is when I saw that he had lost and he didn't come in top 3, because obviously the top 3 was Andre Jin, the firefighter dude, and then Amoti. I was just kind of wowed at the fact that like he was really disappointed that he couldn't make a top 3. And like from like a societal standpoint, like I understand why he would be sad that he didn't make it to the top 3, because like it's just how society views things, right? It's like when you go to the Olympics, you have 1, 2, 3. You don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just kind of like the way our society portrays things that I find interesting, that causes people to like have these emotions. And I think that's so interesting to me because it's all like it. I don't want to say it's trivial, but it seems like a lot of the things that could bother people on our planet, period, like whether it's Olympics or just a reality TV show or, I don't know, even if you're in school and you don't come in like top 3 in your class, just like this thing with humans coming up with like a term, or literally this was just created by somebody, right? Like someone sometime in the past was just like, okay, if we're going to do a competition, whether it's out of 1 million people or 100 people in this case, or 10 people or a class of 30, we're just going to give medals to like number 1, number 2, or number 3. And then like the rest, it's like, we don't care. I know some places, like some contests, yes, they do give out awards to like everybody, but it's kind of funny, don't you think, that it's always like 1, 2, 3. And then that's kind of like embedded into most people's minds, like, okay, I gotta come in 1, 2, 3, or if I'm not 1, 2, 3, then it's like, okay, I'm just like the rest. But the way I see it is not. The fact that you can even make it on Physical 100 on the Netflix show, you're pretty special, right? Like, you're kind of special, because how did all the millions and millions of people who probably applied in Korea, I'm assuming, not get in, and then you made it to the top 100? So that in itself is like quite an achievement. And then to make it to top 10 is also fantastic, right? Or even like the first 50, because right in the beginning, like what, they got rid of like 50 people, right? So I think, yeah, the way humans kind of intake things and feel about things just based off of like hundreds of years of almost like little brainwashing, in a sense, of being like, oh, you're this if you are like, you're great if you're 1, 2, 3, you're not that good if you didn't make it. Like, I'm still all about winning. Like, if I play a board game, like, I want to win, I want to come out on top, I don't want to be number 2. I get that, but at the same time, yeah, it made me realize just how much, I guess, we all kind of place an importance based on a piece of information that was just created by a single person out there and then made popular. But that could be redone. That could truly, truly be redone, right? Like, maybe on another planet somewhere, if you believe in the multiverse, there could be top 5. There could be top 5 or top 10. It's like everybody gets a medal as long as you're top 10. Okay, so back to why I love this season. So I just thought it was just crazy. First off, like, some characters just really stood out. And I shouldn't say characters, I guess, because they're not acting, they are themselves. So even though I didn't want this character or these 2 characters to necessarily come out on top, because I had already chosen my favorite, which was Emoti in the beginning, the YouTuber, I really like Thanos, the really, really, really jacked guy, which his name is not Thanos, but they called him like Thanos because he's like literally huge. Like, he's so massive that I think it would just be scary to be like in the same room as him. So I really enjoyed him because I thought, like, it's really interesting to see that sometimes people do judge, like they were talking about in the show, where they're like, oh, like, you're just jacked, or like you just physically look like you're really, really active, but you may not be that strong. But that dude was not just for show. Like, he was so strong. So I thought that was really amazing. And then the other guy who was the team leader, the shorter guy that was the team leader of what they called the Avengers team, I really, really liked him because, my God, this man gave me so much hope in life, because he was the epitome of like willpower. Like, I just feel like everything he did, it was just mind-blowing. Like, I actually, near the end, I thought he was gonna win. Like, as much as I wanted Emoti to win, I was like, oh my God, he could win. Because he, like, especially the part where they did pull-ups, I'm like, how did he do that many? Like, he beat out the firefighter guy. And I loved how the show really, from the beginning towards the end, I think they really put so much attention on the firefighter dude that really came from season 1, which, by the way, I honestly didn't even really remember him from season 1. Like, I know he got eliminated in season 1, and then when they played back the clip, I was like, oh, that really sucks that he got eliminated like that. Like, he got, like, slammed on this thing. But the firefighter guy, like, I liked, but I wasn't really rooting for. I don't know why, but near the end when he lost, I actually felt really bad, because after he lost, he was talking about how, like, his wife had told him he should do this, and he has, like, 2 kids or something like that, and I was like, I didn't know that. I just thought he, like, he lost the first round, and then that he really, really want to win the second one, which makes sense. Like, you lose the first one, you really, really want to make a comeback. So I thought his entire narrative was like, okay, I need to make a comeback. Like, I lost the first one, so I really want to win the second one. And he didn't really talk about his family, or at least maybe he did, or Netflix cut it out, I don't know. But during the entire, like, 9 episodes, I think, he didn't really talk about his kids and his wife, or that if he wanted to do it for them. I don't know if, like, this is for, like, a financial reason. I mean, I'm sure it's financially driven for everybody, right? For 300 million won, but which I'm sure is not a little bit of money in Korea. And so I feel like if he said that, I would have been rooting for him more if he was more talking about like his kids, like, oh my God, I need to buy my kids like, I don't know, a home or something like that. So I felt a little bad near the end when he lost, when he said that, because I'm like, oh, it's for his family. But I'm still glad that Emoti won. He won either way, regardless of any narratives, though. I think in a reality TV show like this, it's not about the narrative. Like, even if I was on it and I badly needed it for, like, I don't know, buying a home for my parents or something like that, or something even, like, more gets people crying, I think at the end of the day, it's still about who just came out on top and who was stronger, mind and body. And I think that this season was amazing because it really showed, like, the willpower. But then also, it's not just about your strength and your willpower. I loved how the last episode between Emoti and the firefighter guy, it was so tight. It was so close. By the way, I don't know if anybody realized this, but I thought that the advantage was kind of, in my opinion, let me know down in the comment section below if you felt the same, but I felt like the advantage was kind of given to the firefighter because there was 2 pulls, right? And then you have to hit the pull with your side to win. And then the side that the firefighter was given in the beginning, even though they switched places, the first round out of 3, it's best 2 out of 3. The firefighter was on the right side. And if you're right-handed, which I'm assuming they both were because most people are right-handed, I just feel like when you're pushing and you are right-handed, you are going to get a slight advantage over somebody else. So the first round, if you guys remember, the right side was the firefighter and he had won. Then the second round, they swapped to make it, I guess, fair. And Emoti had won the second round. But I'm so glad that afterwards, Emoti won on the left side. And that was kind of like a disadvantage, but he still won. But I personally feel like he won because he figured out the trick of like, okay, you got to push it down, which unfortunately I don't think the firefighter figured out. Like, once Emoti pushed down his pull side, the firefighter side, basically it's like a stick like this, right? So Emoti was on this side. He pushed it down and the other side, it went up for the firefighter. And then therefore it was harder for the firefighter to like hold his spot. So I think like really it was a little bit of genius wit that helped Emoti to win, because just purely off of strength, like I don't think the firefighter honestly would have lost, but I'm just so happy. It was so entertaining. I'm sorry if you listened to this and you didn't watch it yet, but I did warn you. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed for more. And let me know what other Netflix shows you like and you recommend me watching. My favorite Korean reality TV series or shows of all time right now is this. And also the one with like geniuses. I forgot the name. Oh, Devil's Plan. I think that's what it's called. But I really like the ones where it's like purely just about wit and like you're playing games to like win also money and stuff like that. But you're like playing games. So I don't know. Korean Netflix is doing a great job with all of these shows. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you also wanted Emoti to win and you're happy, or who else you wanted to win. But yeah, those are the people that stood out for me. And everybody was just, like, really awesome. It really also showed really good sportsmanship. Like, I honestly don't think if I went on the show, I'd be that good. Like, they would help each other, like, finish off when, like, clearly the other side was losing, which was really nice. But then, honestly, Netflix, some of the games are just really too cruel. And I was like, how? I guess they definitely, for legal purposes, probably, I'm assuming, tested out all the games. But some of it, like, it just seemed too heavy for me. Like, the Cole one with the squats, like, that was a little too intense. But I'm really glad also season 1 when they did that whole boat thing, which I don't know how anybody survived. But I'm glad that the boat thing didn't happen again, because the boat thing looked very dangerous to me. So, yeah, whoever's making the sets, it's definitely better season 2. It looks a lot safer to me than season 1. And I'm excited to see what else happens in season 3. Peace.